frames up by $100 over Julien Chiasson. And that's 3 in a row now for Handley.
So Julien now has to climb back in here. Throw a good first ball this time. That's a better looking shot. Okay, stands the right corner. Loses the frame. But a better ball and a better delivery.
Julien is the current Nova Scotia provincial record holder for 3-game total, 11-12. And in that 11-12 included a perfect game.
This time we have to wait. That ball went by the corner pin and just rebounded off the back cushion and came back up the channel, so we're going to get that retrieved, and then Julien will be able to execute his last shot here in the third. Picks up the final pin for 15 and now finds himself down 3 frames to none, but he gets the opportunity to lead off 4.
Holes at the St. Bernard Bowl in Digby, and that's the way to put a little pressure now on Derek Handley.
There's a much better shot now as he goes into this one. Well balanced at the finish, stretches through the shot at the end of the delivery, and pushes all 5 pins back. Wow. Up to the task, 4th in a row.
I tell you what, he has had a habit of getting on the run. He has bowled 5 perfect games, 4 of them coming in a single month. Well, they weren't perfect. They were 400 games. I'm sorry.
Ouch. Drills it back through the middle. And 4 perfect shots to start things off, and then just marginally off, drills the head pin, and it's on the carryover though. So can he cover the 2 sides?
No, he doesn't spin it over in time.
Okay, opportunity now for Julien.
Would you rather be a streaky bowler, as he appears to be at times, considering his 400 games and 4 of them in 1 month, or would you rather be more consistent?
I prefer the consistent level. It doesn't play as many games with your mind then, but when you get on a roll, it is fun. Okay, here we go now with Julien. Got a better 13 points. Can pick up the 2 frames, 4 and 5.
Yeah, he's won no money so far.
Second miss now. On the middle on the first ball. 1 back in the first. He converted that one. Drives the head pin straight back on the second attempt. 1 more chance now to pick up the 2 frames. Oh no, gives it away. So 5 frames now for Derek Handley. And a huge pinfall advantage, 161 versus Julien's 78 through 5 frames. And now he's starting to press a little bit. This time a miss to the right side. Got to have this spare and then start lighting up the strikes.
Julien has competed nationally. He finished 7th in the 1990 5-pin National Open.
And this is really where it starts to get tough now. You know you're pretty much eliminated. You start to press a little more. And only a 10 count, and that's probably the end of his hopes.
Derek Handley, who opened up with 4 strikes, then had the open in 5. Needs to better 10 here to win the money and clinch himself a spot in the quarters. He'll move on now. He'll play either Terry Little or Steve Mayer in the quarters. We welcome Derek's wife, Leanna, from Castlegar, BC, to Frank Sisson's Silver Dollar Casino and Bowl.
Got it working real nice. That sole blemish back in the 5th with a head pin. Other than that, perfection. 6 strikes out of 7 attempts. When it goes wrong, it goes really wrong. Another frame for Derek Handley. A wry smile for Julien. You just have to get the pin reset. That left corner came toppling down. Pins went by so fast that it did pull enough string out to trigger the machine into thinking it was over.
And you know, this shows the best. There's the best and the worst of the format. And this is one of maybe the things that the bowlers will say, you know, I've got no chance to recover. If Julien is in a tournament and you're playing a 3 or 4 or 5 games, you can sort of throw this one away.
You can try to dig yourself out of the hole, exactly.
But he can't. I mean, it's done for him.
Yep. All you can do is try to finish off in a respectable fashion, pick up some more money, and 11 is the best he can do here. Now brings his total for 7 frames up to a meager 99.
Joining us, of course, and watching on the left is Joe Cranabeder. On the right, Robert Shanis. They are the first 2 qualifiers for the semifinal, both very impressively.
And the big frame for Julien would have been back in the 5th. He had an opportunity to pick up 2 frames right there. The match would have been 3-2 at that point. He struggled since then a little bit, but only counting that 10 in there and letting that frame get away when he only needed 15 was the real turning point here in this match. And now Derek just cruising along. Opportunity perhaps to sweep. Well, he's probably going to pick up his 8th. $10 count is what he's got to better. Working on 2 strikes. Make that 3.
Great action. And you know, it's overused, the mental toughness in any sport. But I think in a situation like this is where, in a case of Julien, it really shows itself. He has to bear down and not let the game get away from him as Derek is on a run here.
Derek has other ideas about that, but yeah, he's got to sit there and just go in, try to focus in on 1 shot at a time, stay nice and smooth. He didn't earn his way here by not being a good bowler, but there's the 9th frame for Derek.
And the potential here as well, as we look back and remind you that just before Christmas, of course, we had Joe Cranabeder, who bowled the record 395. And as you look ahead here at Handley and what he's got on the board, what is his potential?
He's got 135 sticks left, and that would throw a 386, both BC bowlers out there at the top of the list. So finally, after 4 consecutive open frames, Julien gets a little taste with a mark here. Wants to avoid being swept. Oh my! He was looking at aces, then he's looking at the left corner. Falls down at the same time with the final left corner for the strike. Gets his first break of the match. So 1 strike posted. 2 more, he guarantees himself a split. There it is.
Look at that. You know what? You could see it, Greg, in his eyes. You could see the little glint, the little happiness in his eyes that he got that first one.
And the pressure's off.
Yeah. Got 3?
He does.
Sure does. Great
So,
finish.
Guaranteed a split.
Good for you, Julien. And that late rush brings him up to 184.
There's one. 5 in a row now. Starts with 4. The head pin in 5. Now 5 strikes in a row. Needs 2 more to split the final frame. There's the second one.
Wow. What a game. Just the open 5th.
One more strike for 386. If he would have picked all his wood there, he would have had 388. It's only 2 points, but you never know. It may come in important down the line. Perfection. The other head pin. A 35 count final frame over to Julien.
And so he doesn't get shut out. He'll pick up $50. But the big winner, Derek Handley from Castlegar, BC, as he advances to the quarterfinals. He bowls a 376 and wins $450. Terry Little from Tilbury, Ontario. Steve Mayer from North Bay. In our second preliminary, the winner to advance to the quarterfinal and meet Derek Handley, who bowled 376 and won $450. And it'll be Terry Little to get us going, playing for $50 a frame in his first appearance at the Pins game.
Okay, just a little off the target on the first one. He laid the ball down perhaps a fraction. It's down low to the line as he delivers the shot. Throws a backup ball, so it's going to go down the lane and track a little from left to right. Okay, corner pin remains.
Manages to get his 15.
Okay, the importance of that 15 may become evident very shortly. Steve throws the hook shot in there. Now this ball goes down by contrast right to left as it tracks down the lane.
Steve just turned 20 before Christmas.
Oh, okay, tough shot now to cover them all. But you got to give it an attempt in this case. When you're responding, you might try to kick this one over. See if you can manage it.
Off the back, and it won't come. And that 15, Terry Little managing to get all his pins will get him the first frame of $50.
Now Steve's shot as it goes down the lane is going to move from the right to the left. Try to get it to cross over, a little too much that time. Way out in the left 3 pin, off balance at the end of the delivery. Just kind of slow down a little, he's thinking. Sparing that 3 pin will get your confidence back a little bit. It's not an easy shot.
Wow, give me one.
Oh, he got a break there as it slid over and got that right corner.
Very close to leaving aces. Chance for the spare now. Carry the frame. Opens it up and gives the frame away.
$50 to Steve Mayer. Manages to get his 15. We've traded the first two frames. Terry Little, Steve Mayer at $50 apiece. Contrast in styles, little softer.
Softer backup shot. Stands the right corner. Guys should be through their little nervousness now. Expect to see them start gearing in. This ball, as he releases it, goes down and now starts to move in. This time he didn't get it far enough to the left. Manages to keep it on the side of the head pin enough to leave the right corner, though. And covers the spare nicely. Now when Steve goes up, this shot's going to go down and be moving right to left as it goes down the lane. Little firmer shot, a little more stuff on it.
Snaps it in for the strike to pick up the frame and the $50.
So as he goes into the shot down low at the finish again, really lifts through, rotates the ball so it's going to move just a little bit to the left as it tracks down the lane, manages to get his first strike. Off balance, miscue to the left. A little too much of a hurry on that one. So keep putting marks on these frames though. Didn't fix the mistake this time, and Terry Little will be able to even things up very shortly.
Steve, who works for McSwitchNet, it's a computer electronics firm in, he's a sales rep for them in North Bay. And now Terry needing to put a mark on the board to even the game.
Still looking for his first strike. Get settled in on this one. Watch for the follow through to come up nice and smooth. Okay, he's got to do some work now. Cover both sides off to carry the frame.
Thinking to himself, I just can't get a break.
Well done on that side. Probably be thinking about making just maybe a marginal adjustment on his next shot when he leads off. First of all, though, pick up these two pins.
Manages to get the 15. So we'll have our first carryover and play for $100 in the fifth. Terry Little, who works for Arvim Meritor. They're a manufacturer of truck brakes. He plays out of the Palladium Recreation Complex in Windsor.
There we go. A little quicker on that one. Picked up the speed a fraction. Carries the strike to lead off 5. So his first strike in the match, a very timely one on the carryover frame. Good working shot. No question about the result.
Strike for strike, yell for yell. And we go to the sixth now. We'll play for 150.
Now we're starting to match them up. Both men with strikes here. Good solid shots. Great working balls. And leading off now in 6. Crank it up.
Terry Little, despite being the first time at the Pins game, has appeared at national events, provincial opens. As you made the point, if you're any kind of bowler in Southern Ontario, you're usually playing at some kind of high level.
Exactly, so it's such a difficult area to get out of, so many quality players. And this strike that Terry throws right here carries it again, so he leads off in the 7th now.
Playing for $200, and at the point where Terry Little must either pocket it or force the carryover, or Steve Mayer will go through.
Come on, give me another one.
Yeah, sure. There it is, 3 in a row. And we welcome Terry's wife, Lucy Thierry, from Tilbury. Welcome to Calgary. And Frank Sisson's Silver Dollar Casino and Bowl needs a strike to carry it over again. Got another one? No, he won't.
Just came right out of that shot, yanked it across, and Terry Little now has 5 frames in his pocket. So one miscue on a key shot. His back's against the wall. So this is the time, though, that you've got to sit back, Vic, just collect your thoughts. We need to get the left corner respotted. Pinfall is within reason for Steve Mayer. He will fall back a little bit after the open frame in 7. However, he needs to win the final frames now.
13 in 7 brings him to 157. But that big 4-frame win for Terry Little puts him at 250.
And the misses that Steve's had, you can just see he just jumps out of the shot at the end. He's got to stay down. That's better. Thinking about that 7th frame for a little while. Terry Little now love to match up again. So we can keep that ball speed up a little bit. Looks like he increased it in the 5th when he got his first strike, and then repeated it in 6 and 7. Looking for the 4th consecutive now.
Move
Very hard.
I thought it was curling for a second there.
Wouldn't have had time to sweep that one.
No.
Sets it down there, reaches the arm up, asks it to just stay across that a little bit. Gets his 4th.
Matches the strike, so we're carrying over.
Building
Team on the line again here for Mayer.
and building up a big pinfall advantage right now.
Come on, give me a chance. Give me a chance.
Oh,
There's
boy.
the aces. It's a good count, a thin shot. He's got 5 frames right now. Got a 39 pin advantage through 7 frames, both players with strikes in the 8th. However, he will have an open frame in all likelihood here in 9 unless something amazing happens. So Steve Mayer will have a chance. Good hitting for the 15.
Yep. But a great opportunity for Steve now. He can win the 2 frames. We'll give him the $100.
He can pick up enough pinfall. However, the advantage is still over on Terry's side because he need only split the 10th frame to move on. So, key element here, cover this spare, pick up the frame, then try to strike out. it may not be enough.
Oh,
Gone now. He hasn't lost the frame yet, but the pinfall is going to be such that even if he picks up the last 2 frames, 200 now, he's 39 behind. It's going to be almost impossible for him to pick up the rest. See what happens, though. We've seen stranger things before.
sure. So we'll carry it over. We'll play for the final 150 in the 10th.
But that's 39 sticks that Terry Little has right there in 9. Best possible score now in the 10th for Steve Meyer. 30. Should he spare and put a strike behind it? And that will be the end of the trail. Terry Little will be moving on. There's the spare.
Just not enough pins there. Might be able to split the money. Add to his $100.
20.
So Steve Meyer bowls at 220. Falls short in pin count. Man, likely falls short here in these 3 frames.
Good.
Good shot, recovering after the aces. Quick look over at the scoreboard, determines that he needs to better a count of 20. Knows that the pinfall has already put him over the top. He's matched it up now. Here's the one that for sure you're going to be over on the wood side.
Yes. Just want to make something go away.
Just disappear one of those pins. Smart shot. 28 count.
To pick up the final 3 frames. And Terry Little started slowly. Had 3 opens in his first 4 frames, but a big finish as he bowls 267 and wins $400. And so Terry Little will now advance to meet Derek Handley to see who becomes our 376. Won $450 in beating Julien Chiasson, while Terry Little bowled a 267, won $400 in a win over Steve Meyer. And so it's Handley against Little to see who will become our 3rd semifinalist in men's 5-pin play. And now every frame is worth $100.
And that's the first time that he's missed the middle. Last game he was a perfect 12 for 12. A couple of head pins, but a whole bunch of strikes. Chips it out. One more shot at it now to pick the 15 up.
Now in our first 2 weeks of men's 5-pin play, both Joe Cranabetter and Robert Chanis, who went on to qualify, both came from the 2nd preliminary. So if that line of reasoning holds, then it would be advantage Terry Little. Little coming just right off the lane and playing his quarter while Handley had to sit and wait.
And not only that, Terry finished that game off very nicely, having only 65 through the first 4 frames, came roaring back with 4 in a row. And he's starting it off early.
Pick up the first frame and the $100.
And you know, the longer that you go in this game without picking up a frame, the more it eats at you. So you get that first one out of the way is a big advantage.
Great kick. Get the left corner. Opens up back-to-back strikes.
Now this man had threw a lot of strikes last time out. Needs one desperately here.
From Castlegar, BC. And there's one. Wow. That still may be bouncing around.
It may never come back. Good matchup. Oh, got that one dead on the nose. Just overthrew it a fraction. Couldn't fit it onto the side of the head pin, and now is forced to cover the two sides. Don't leave the pins on the lane. One more attempt at the final two pins.
Now Derek Handley just another open, another 15. Terry Little has a chance to pick up 2 more frames here.
He's bowling so well right now. Finishing off his last game, starting off this one, just needs to stay aggressive here. Trust the shot. Well, gets away on him a fraction. Get the conversion. Be ahead 3 frames to none.
And that'll be enough to give him the 2 frames.
This ball tracks in great. Goes over to the left side of the head pin, just moves its way back up. Covers the spare, the 2-frame carryover picked up, now a 3-0 lead, and the opportunity to set the tone right now. So stay aggressive here, reach right up, let your follow through head straight up towards your target.
Close!
That looks real good. Just keep applying the pressure.
Derek, who works for Weston Bakeries in Castlegar.
Okay, here's the lane that he's had a little bit of difficulty with starting off in this game. Perhaps overthrew the ball a fraction in frame 3 for the head pin. Oh no, that didn't look like a bad shot out of his hand. But he pops the head pin once more, and this one could be very expensive. Playing the carryover again. Stays down all right. Balance looks decent. Got to cover the 15 points here.
Does that get in your head? One lane versus the other?
You know, it does. It just get up and you kind of go, if it happens a couple of times, I'm sure the next time up there he's going to be thinking, man, I've popped twice on this lane. Good job on the 15.
But Terry Little with a chance to pick up the 2 frames and win all 5 so far.
3 strikes in his first 4 attempts so far.
Give me a break!
No break.
Dropped that one a little bit, pops the head pin, and now Derek Handley picking up that 15 has kept himself in the match. Got to strip off both sides to carry again. Half the battle done.
Carry over one more time. So the game's on the line here with $150 at stake. Derek Handley must win it or force another carryover. $300, pardon me. Still back in the prelims. Oh boy, that just failed to come off the sidewall.
Tough break on this one. Pin dies in the right side. And as it tracks in, you're going to see the head pin head over that way. Then the 3-pin kicks behind. Forced to throw the spare.
Good work, good work.
Yeah. So Derek,
It's an opening for him. It's a chance.
here we go. Climb back in. You're down 40 sticks in pinfall through the first 5 frames.
But you can tie it up right here.
Had strikes on this lane the previous 2 times up.
Like the lane. Loves the lane.
Here's how you answer that one. Set your first strike on the table here. Win 3 frames. Even up the match. And now goes over to the lane that's caused him some issues. And settles the issue with that one. It's nice to see. Terry just taking his time here. No rush to get up there. Keep your routine intact.
No.
It's tapped on the left side this time. Another frame goes over to Derek.
So he'll take the lead by $100.
So after an early 3-0 start for Terry Little, loses the next 4 frames. Covers the spare nicely though. Hasn't left a stick up on the lane yet. He's thrown good balls in 6 and 7 on his first attempt. Left a right corner back in 6. The left corner just now in 7. Just keep his speed up a little bit. Maybe he'll carry that.
Good work, good work.
Liked it out of his hand. Now the pressure on Derek Handley.
Really needs a strike to match up, and then he needs that count to get that pinfall closer. He's behind there by 40 sticks through the first 5 frames.
Oh, terrific kick off the right wall to force the carryover.
And with this strike, he cuts that deficit down to 23. He was back by 40 before he throws this one. Carries the frame.
So the 9th will be worth $200. Terry Little must win it.
Off balance again on that one.
And this will give Terry a great chance.
Derek has not left a stick on the lane yet either. Perfect on picking both his head pins. This time the rough break punches the 3-pin out of there. He's got the kind of shot though that this could kick back into the field and could end up with 15 off of this one.
Let's see. Going to be some action? No.
10.
That's a very big open frame in the 9th for Derek Handley. And Terry Little now with a chance to pick up the 2 frames and even the match.
And the thing is, with a strike right here, he'll put the pinfall to such a spot that there's probably little chance that he'd lose.
Come on, looking good.
They'll leave the left corner.
Good shot.
will give him the 2 frames and tie the match.
Big conversion, though, on this one now. Can ill afford to open this frame. Thin on it. Ball buries behind the left corner. Asking for a little help, but doesn't quite get it. He's going to have to help himself right here. Been perfect on his corners so far. There he goes. Well done. So 5 frames in the bank. He's got 223 with a spare working. Throws the first strike here. He's got 253. The best that Derek can do, 253. This shot could end it all.
Come on, right now. Look.
That'll be it. He's going to move on.
He's won the pin count. Should they split the money, the final $100 at stake. And Terry Little becomes our 3rd semifinalist in men's 5-pin play.
Okay, there's the second one. An opportunity now. One more strike, a 298 game. Can guarantee himself at least a split of the final frame by this strike should Derek match up and throw 3 as well.
Gotta like it. Gotta.
Gave it a little rattle, but it won't go.
43 count, 296 game. Well done.
For Terry Little, who came in with a 277 average.
Chance now for Derek, though. 3 strikes. Get the final frame. It's not going to be that last frame over to Terry Little.
Who will win $600. Put himself into the final 4. And carry in total winning $1,000 in his 2 games in the prelim and quarters.
Final shot now, 15 for a 223 game. Should he cover them both? Gets the 13 count, 221.
Terry Little from Tilbury, Ontario wins $600, and he becomes the 3rd semifinalist in men's 5-pin play.
Special thanks to Darwin and Maconi. They've been the best proprietors in the world.